Roll call, please.
Mr. Anderson? Right, Mr. Buck?
Here.
Ms. Carter?
Here.
Grant? Kennedy?
Here.
Norton?
Here.
Stubblefield?
Here.
Mitchell?
Here. We are governed by the Freedom of Information Act, and anything that we say here is in the form of minutes that you can get from City Hall. Do we have a motion to approve the minutes from April the 4th?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, can you call the roll for us, please?
Anderson? Buck?
Yes.
Carter?
Yes.
Kennedy?
Yes.
Norton?
Yes.
Mitchell?
Yes.
Stubblefield?
Yes. All right, do we have at this point, where did Aaron run off? You can't run off yet. All right. All right. Do we have any citizens' comments? This is not a public hearing, but you can comment at this point.
So these would be general comments, not geared specifically towards any individual ordinance.
But if you wish to comment, now's your time. Okay. Yes, sir. Would you tell us your name and where you live, sir?
Yes, I'm Vince Perna. I live at 305 East Huron Avenue. I enjoy coming down to the commercial district. I believe that the commercial district is where development belongs. We have a lot of activity on our commercial district, and I think that's great. I feel like these restrictions, and just to make a general comment, will affect property values for these people that own these properties. I feel like there are several restrictions going on at once. If you want to pinch me with one, maybe I can take it, but you're restricting me on use, you're increasing my setbacks, you're limiting my height restriction, you're forcing parking restrictions on me. So I just feel like there's so many different restrictions all at once that it really is a burden on the property owners of these properties. So I would really appreciate it if you would take that into consideration. I believe that there have been examples of different municipalities using tax incentives to incentivize uses. So if there's a certain use that we're trying to achieve here, I don't hear the city of Folly Beach going into their pocket and incentivizing through tax abatements or incentives, and they're just taking it out of the property owners' pockets. So I don't think that that's quite fair, and so maybe something else to consider when you're thinking about all of these restrictions. I also feel like the commercial development, the residential development in the commercial zone alleviates some of the pressures of rentals in the residential districts. So I'm not really sure what we're achieving by trying to limit those. So those are my general comments. Please, I ask you to consider those.
Thank you.
Make your decisions.
Is there anyone else now that wishes to speak? Now's your time.
I guess, real quick, kind of the same lines, just a general, I guess, thing to say.
Can you give us your name? And
Oh, sorry,
your
Henry Weed, 122 East Ashley Avenue. I guess trying to figure out, like you said, the commercial district is the commercial district. It's been that way. We bought our homes and bought our businesses in the commercial district, knowing the pros and cons of that situation. I appreciate the idea of trying to keep Folly, funky. Honestly, I think the funkiest place on Folly is Chico Feo's bathroom. But that's, so anyways, that's just my 2 cents. I feel like we do have a commercial district that's set for that. I think it should stay that place. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anybody else now that wishes to speak? This is your time. Yes, sir.
Michael Rifford, 270 Little Oak Island, 110 East Cooper, 107 East Erie, 112 East Indian. I'll stop there. Been out here a long time.
Okay, Mike. Okay.
Been out a long time. I know a lot of you guys. I came here many years ago, lived in cellar shelters, and managed to get to where we are today. A lot of our businesses are here on Folly Beach. As you know, Beachside Boutique Inn is affected by this. Our property on Indian Christie's Dental Office, and for medical spa, and I'm in the construction industry. I'd like to see, like everyone is saying too, a lot has been forced on us real quick. And so many things have changed that just even in the verbiage, it's just so confusing, we're lost. So, I mean, it just makes it very hard for the general public to even be able to get here at this time, because we all do work. So I'd like to see things kind of remain as they are and slowly introduce things to us. That would be helpful. So anything you guys can do to keep the public happy and get us more involved, that would be great. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Anybody else? Last call. Okay, yes, sir. Your name and address, please.
Tim McCarroll, 110 West Cooper. I'm curious how you were also 110 West Cooper, but. Yeah, you live in my let's see, really a lot of this was kind of news to me. I drove up to stay for a few weeks and saw the sign in my yard and realized, hey, there's a meeting and it affects me and my name's on this sign. So I'm trying to get just basic definitions of things. I've looked online and even to talk to the people talking about how the number of changes, there's a lot of changes at one time, that's for sure. And I'm trying to catch up on what some of them are. And I can't even find a basic, real simple, like I'm a third grader, here's 1, 2, 3, this is what Island Commercial, this is what Downtown Commercial, I mean, that lists everything out, so we know exactly what was happening here. All I see are a bunch of changes, which makes me nervous. So if there's, to slow down a little bit and make sure everybody understands what everything is, not everybody necessarily that also lives out of town or out of state, is up to date on everything. Like I said, I just drove up and saw the sign a week ago, and so I'd love to get some further definition. I still can't even get a parking sign in front of my house to keep people from parking there that shouldn't be there. So does that mean that after this passes, I'm going to have even less parking than I have now? Or I'd love to have some clarity in that. I mean, I tried to get a parking thing up there for 2 years, and every time I put a sign out, it gets taken down. So where either I can park there, or my family or friends or guests can park there. But
do you have parking on your property?
yeah, there's 3 spaces right in front of my house.
Okay, so you can park off the street?
Yes. Okay. But other people, apparently everybody else can park there too, because I have strange cars there all the time. And I'm not getting $40 a day like they are down the street. So, anyway.
Yes, sir, thank you. Anyone else? Okay, we'll close citizens' comments. Is there any unfinished business that the commission knows of? Okay. A review of procedures for public hearings.
Thank you. Welcome, everyone. I want to remind everyone that we are taking testimony on these ordinances. This is not a work session. Each person who wants to speak has 3 minutes in support or not in support of any specific ordinance as we go through them. If you have any questions for staff, please email me or email zoning at follybeach.gov or jstevens, that's STEPHENS, at follybeach.gov. And I'm going to email out to everyone who's here today a copy of what we have on the website that breaks down what each of these ordinances does. This is just a reminder that the Planning Commission is taking testimony after each ordinance. The Planning Commission will have a motion to recommend approval or not to approve, and there will be discussion and a vote, and then we'll move on to the next one. So I'll go ahead and introduce, you want to read it? That's all for my part, number 1.
Okay, the first ordinance is 007-22.
Mayor has a sign.
Oh, okay.
He's trying to collect them right now.
Okay.
Or the same.
Can we have a motion on that?
So moved.
Okay, so we have a motion. Okay. All right, do we need a second? Can we get that, please? Okay, we have a motion and a second. Now we'll go into discussion, and the first person here is Michael Rakely. Michael?
Again, there's, Michael Rifford, 270 Little Oak. On this particular, ordinance, basically, I guess what everybody's looking for is to have each of these ordinances explained to us and what is gonna be the useful purpose of it, whether it's good or bad. Just a question as far as reconstructing after casualty death. What exactly does that mean? So if I have my 3 homes on Indian, which are restored, and something happens to them, what is the rebuild process? Just kind of explain that to us.
A very good question on that, and, what he's asking is if should we have a major storm or some other catastrophe that you had there, what are the rebuilding requirements for you, and how much can you rebuild? All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Discussion from the commission? Anybody want to discuss? Any comments? Okay, we have a motion and a second, with no other comments. This will now, if we, vote to approve this, it now goes to city council. All right, would you call the roll for us, please?
Stillfield.
Yes.
Jordan.
Yes.
Kennedy.
Yes.
Carter.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, that is now going to be sent to city council. Okay, the next one is 008-22. And Bob?
I'm Bob Kerr from 218 West Arctic. This isn't my normal beach attire. Just got here from work. I understand it's probably a effort to control density, and I'm all for that. I just have some questions, and I know you can't answer them. The existing properties, are they grandfathered in and protected? What is the definition of 2-family? I don't mean to be silly, but I think you're allowing a 40-foot maximum height, so these are going to be gigantic homes. How many people will be allowed to occupy those homes at any given time? But again, I understand controlled density. Also, there's 2 properties on that street, the West Arctic, that are pending construction. So if this rezoning applies, will that apply from this point on those properties? Or is there an unknown plan to build properties outside this proposed zoning? And those are the points I wanted to make. Thank you.
Thank you. Jay?
Jack.
Jack, okay.
Sorry, I
Can't
jumped
read. I'm sorry, sir.
Jack Mills, 210 West Arctic. More questions than anything else. First question is, why are we doing this? I mean, it's been commercial for a long time. There's several pretty dense condominiums already on the street, not far from where we are. We're a 3-townhome facility, and I know I didn't sign up for the 07, but does that follow the property or does that follow the owner? There are those other questions. I think, like a lot of people said before, there's a lot coming out right now, and it's just, I think, all at one time doesn't really need to be addressed that way. So the big question is just that: what's the purpose for this? And I can assume some things, but I really, we knew it was commercial when we bought commercial. We were good with that. It kind of gives you some flexibility in the future. Not that we plan on renting, we occupy, and I'm still gonna be working for a year or 2. So, but after that, again, no plans to do a short-term rental or anything like that. But this seems like it's just tying our hands for it, and I don't know why.
We'll see if we can answer that for you. Okay. All right. Any comments from the commissioner on this particular one. This is 008-22. Okay, do we have a motion?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay. Any further comments from anyone? Okay, can you call the roll first, please?
Buck,
No.
Carter,
Yes.
Kennedy,
Yes.
Norton,
Yes.
Mitchum,
Yes.
Stubblefield.
Yes.
Motion passes.
That one also goes to city council. All right, 009-22. We do not have anybody signed up to speak. Do we have a motion?
Motion.
Okay, do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion on this particular one? This is this particular one is addressing the setbacks and the height. Anybody want to comment? We have a motion and.
What number is this, Ms. Luan?
009-22. This is on the dimensional standards, setbacks, and your height.
Okay.
Is there a comment, sir? Did you
No, ma'am.
wish to comment? Okay. No comments? We have a motion and a second. Would you call the roll for us, please?
Buck.
No.
Carter,
Yes.
Kennedy,
Yes.
Mitchum.
Yes.
Norton,
Yes.
Stubblefield.
Yes. All right. We're going to 010-22. This is wording downtown commercial to island commercial and amending the official zoning map. This is a little bit more than entailed than the others that we've done, and we need a motion. We have a motion. Do we have a second? Second. Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Ms. Luan, in my packet, I have a 1022 with the comments, but then my next ordinance is 011-22. Am I off on my packet?
No, 10-22 is what we're looking at right now. And then we're going to 11-22.
I have 1022, it's just a listed. Oh, just up. Oh, okay.
It's not a whole bunch.
Oh, so we don't have any red on that one then?
It is more or less wording.
Okay.
Alright. Any comments? Anybody want to have any comments on this? We have a motion, we have a second. Can you call the roll first, please?
Buck,
No.
Carter,
Yes.
Grant, Kennedy,
Yes.
Norton,
Yes.
Mitchum,
Yes.
Stubblefield.
Yes.
Motion passes.
011-22. This is eliminating multifamily, in the commercial area, the downtown commercial, and it has some dimensional standards. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion on this? No discussion? We're good? Okay, can you call the roll first, please?
I think I was signed up to speak on this.
We have a
one.
lot of people signed up for this one.
I have nothing for anybody signed up to speak on that.
My handwriting's not that
Oh,
long.
wait a minute. Okay,
Whoops.
it's the back, okay.
Whoops.
All right, okay. All right. Yes, sir.
Is it me? Henry Weed, 122 East Ashland. So same thing with the setbacks, and this really affects my property, only being about 25 feet wide. So this 10 feet on either side would really reduce my property quite a bit. I learned today, like we said before, the verbiage has been kind of confusing as to what's actually going on, so I was a little confused. I guess what I'm concerned mainly about is if I was to build upon the property or sell the property, do these setbacks come into effect, basically making the property unusable? I know it's a special non-conforming thing, which I've been told I may need to get a variance for if I sell it to the next owners. I just am not fully sure on how protected that property is going forward if it does get sold. I think if there's a natural disaster, from what I understand, it would be fine. I can rebuild the footprint. But I guess if I was to sell and someone wanted to build upon it, what their limitations would be, or if they'd have to apply for a variance, which could be denied, and the property is useless, basically. Yeah.
You're telling me, what's your front
So,
frontage? What's your frontage on that lawn?
I'm blanking right now. I want to say it was 30 feet, 25 feet. So basically, 10-foot setback would give you basically 15-foot wide slot down the middle. It's a half lot next to Harriet Bird's chicken fans.
Okay.
So it's a special use, but almost the shotgun style. So the setbacks, obviously.
But your frontage on Ashley, you're telling me is only 35 feet? Okay, so it's the half lot divided that way.
Correct.
Got it. Okay, all right.
So that's what the concern.
Yes, sir. I get that. Okay. Any other comments, sir, that you had? You good? Okay, all right. Lisa Herbert?
Hi, everybody. Lisa Herbert, 114 East Ashley. I know y'all see me, been coming to these meetings since November, I feel like. I think y'all already know my position. You know what our family wanted to do, and with this ordinance that's taking into effect, we will no longer be able to use our property like we want to, by building either a condo situation for my father and my family to live in. I feel like we're being severely limited. We before had unlimited square footage, but now I can build a single family house, but because we already have the old house from the 1900s there, the square footage would be so limited, I couldn't fit my family and my father. So I feel like all these limits are going into place where our square footage is being cut down from, close to 10,000 square feet we could have built to now down to 3,600 square feet between two houses. And the other house already has a considerable square footage. So I feel like the ordinance as it is certainly does not affect some people, but it certainly affects our property and our use pretty severely, to the point our project will be completely dead. That's why we've been here every meeting, everything. And I know y'all tried to work back in single family for me at some point, but nobody realized there was that 3,600 cap between two houses that would go into effect on this property. And I do feel like, like I said, we're going from unlimited uses and square footage and setbacks to something that's incredibly restrictive, and nobody seems to care a whole lot about it, except us.
All right. Okay, Elizabeth? Okay. You knew where you were.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair, Commission members. My name is Elizabeth Walbrook. I live at 119 East Cooper, a little greenhouse right here in the commercial, downtown commercial district. And Madam Chair, what I'm hearing is that, everybody here is very concerned about these proposals, and I'm not hearing anyone who's in favor of these proposals. Everyone has very significant questions about how this is going to affect valuable property. And I would request that we have these questions answered before the committee votes on these things. I believe that there's not a need for these at this point. I'm not sure, there's all the rumors about why this got started and who may have profited right at the last minute before the doors got slammed, on everybody else. But these are our homes. I'm a full-time resident. I love it here, but I am very concerned about these, which I believe in some cases, in cases of like this nice family that's been here for over 30 years, Madam Chair, I believe they're draconian, and we are just very concerned, and as the citizens, I can't speak for everyone, but I believe I'm speaking for a majority of us, we would just ask that you table this, let us work on it some more, and we can come back to this at another time. But thank you so much.
Yeah, she didn't want to speak again? No, okay. I see you know. Okay, so, they bring up some very valid points here. Do we want to table this and work on it some more? What do we want to do?
I'm in favor of taking this.
Okay.
Well, we've discussed this for months, and we've had meetings open to the public that are also filmed, right? Public notice has been given, lots of time for people to ask questions, instead of showing up and asking questions when we can't answer them. What is everybody else's thoughts?
Any other comments? No? Randy? No?
I'm comfortable moving forward. I mean, I feel comfortable with this, and I think some people don't understand the issues and stuff like that, but I understand where this is coming from.
What are they? What are they? All of us?
I mean, we've been talking about this. I mean, I understand where y'all are coming from, but yeah, we've been talking about this, and if everyone's
Slow
still.
down.
Yeah, okay,
So-
hold it.
So I understand your frustration with the format of a public hearing. So public hearings are to hear testimony for or against an ordinance, so the planning commission can make a recommendation to council. Planning commission is not voting to approve any ordinances, they're just voting to recommend that council approve or disapprove. Anyone with questions tonight, sorry, I don't need to read. Anyone with questions tonight, unfortunately, this isn't a work session of back and forth, this is to take testimony. If your testimony is a question, that's great. If you have questions, you can email me or Jenna, we can forward you the meeting minutes and recordings from the 7 meetings, I think we discussed this, and we can answer property-specific questions. Unfortunately, property-specific questions in the public hearing, this just isn't a format for back and forth to answer everyone's individual property-specific questions, but we can definitely get you that information like that, when you email us. And then if you're still concerned, or you're not satisfied, or you still don't understand anything, we can work through that between now and the time the city council considers these things. And then, of course, planning commission is just one phase, they're making a recommendation. City council actually approves or disapproves the ordinance, so there'll be at least 2 more opportunities over the next 2 months for you to provide feedback directly to city council, and in the intervening time, contact staff, and we'll answer your property specific questions.
I just wanted to clarify that in the last meeting, which I did attend, you informed us that at first reading, these would go into effect because of a special.
And they could be made pending, but they're not guaranteed to be made pending. But again, first reading is far away. I know that you've been in these meetings.
Yes,
I haven't gotten any emails from you, so anytime you have a property specific question, let us know. And maybe answering your question can help answer other people's questions. So everyone here, apope@follybeach.gov, that's me, APOPE@follybeach.gov. J Stevens, JSTEPHENS@follybeach.gov. And also, if you go to our City of Folly Beach webpage, under the planning and zoning department link, there are links to all the past meeting recordings, they're up on YouTube, links to the minutes, and links to explanations to each one of the ordinances. So that might help, but read it, and if you're thinking like, whoa, I read this, it's gobbledygook government jargon, call us, email us, and we will definitely sit down with anyone in this room to work through property-specific questions, or even just general questions. And unfortunately, the format of a public hearing is to take testimony for or against. So feel free to
It's all against, right?
and
To make sure we're all clear on that.
the one guy for us, that's in the elevator. But if anyone else wants to leave before the meeting's over, if anyone else wants to leave before the meeting's over, we've got our contact information. And definitely, as part of your public comment, feel free to say, my name's John Doe, and as part of my public comment, I would just like to say that I still don't understand this, and this, and I would like some answers. That's perfectly acceptable. But unfortunately, the commission can't go back and forth with the answers. So Jenna and I are here. It's literally our job to answer your questions. So when you leave this room, or you right now on your telephone, start emailing us, and we're gonna get you answers.
The only problem is that they're the ones making the decisions, so that's why we wanted to have the answers before. I've read the ordinances, I'm just opposed to them. But I think a lot of other people had questions, and I just would ask that, you know, we be afforded the courtesy of having these questions answered. And that's why I would just respectfully request that you table this and let us work on this more.
All right, I'm gonna make a motion to table it so we can do a little bit more on this. Should we give a second?
Second.
Okay, so we have a motion to table, can you call the roll first?
Buck,
Yes.
Carter,
No.
Kennedy,
Yes.
Norton,
Yes.
Mitchum,
Yes.
Stubblefield,
Yes.
So you motion to table your recommendation for ordinance 11-22, that motion carries.
Okay, we will, put that on our agenda to work for the June meeting. Okay. Moving on to 01222. Oh, we have to, did we take the vote on that? We didn't do it. We just did that.
You made a motion to table, so that.
Okay, so that supersedes, okay. All right. Ordinance 1222. We have a motion,
So moved.
we have a second.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second, any discussion? Any discussion? No discussion? Okay, could you call the roll first, please?
And Madam Chair, just to confirm, no one signed up to speak to that ordinance.
Oh. I need to start looking at my.
No.
Nobody's shut up on that, so. So we're back to a motion in a second. Any further comment that we have? Okay, can we call the roll first, please?
Buck,
No.
Carter,
Yes.
Kennedy,
Yes.
Mitchum,
Yes.
Norton,
Yes.
Stubblefield.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay, 1322. No one on that one either, sir. Okay, do we have a motion?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any comments on this? This is amending the zoning map. No comments? No questions?
Buck.
No.
Carter,
Yes.
Kennedy,
Yes.
Mitchum,
Yes.
Norton,
Yes.
Stubblefield.
Yes.
Motion passes.
1522.
14.
Oh, we skipped that one, okay? 1522, don't have any letters in it. Make sure. Hey, Michael, what'd you do with that? Okay, it's not. Okay, so this is 1422. Oh, yes, we did. Nobody stopped it, but that one we did. Okay. All right, we have a motion.
Motion.
Do we have a second? Okay. Any comments? Any comments on this? This is rezoning to put certain parcels in the Center Street overlay. Okay. Roll call, please.
Buck?
No.
Carter?
Yes.
Kennedy?
Yes.
Mitchum?
Yes.
Norton?
Yes.
Stubblefield?
Yes.
Motion passes.
All right, 1522. We did, and then they decided no. Okay, all right. We need a motion.
Motion.
Okay, second.
Second.
Okay, all right, any comments on this? This is on the pedestrian improvement, and you see some of that is going on right now on East Ashley to, that's from Second Street West to Second Street East, and that's where that's proposed. And, they've already put the one in on Second Street West, which is very nice for people to walk down. So any comments on this? We have a motion and a second. Do we have any comments? Okay, please call the roll for us, please.
Buck?
Yes.
Carter?
Yes.
Grant? Kennedy?
Yes.
Mitchum?
Yes.
Norton?
Yes.
Stubblefield? Motion passes.
Okay, do we have any staff comments?
Just to remind everyone that these are next going to be considered at City Council on May 10th. And so there will be further opportunity for public input, and 100%, if you have a question about your specific property or just in general what's going on, send me at apope or Jenna at jstevens@follybeach.gov. We'll send you all the links and meetings and recordings, and also hopefully work through any property-specific issues you have with questions. And so what happened tonight is a recommendation to the city council. The city council is actually the approver or disapprover of these. And thank you for coming to the planning commission meetings. Before Jenna stepped in to take over where I was, I attended a lot of planning commission meetings as a staff person. There were no people in the room. So seeing this room of people is very good, and I encourage you all, after these ordinances are done one way or the other, to stay involved and keep coming to planning commission meetings and keep coming to city council meetings, because that's how these guys and city council and staff get the best products that serve you guys the best, and that's how your wishes get expressed through city government. So I'd love to see this room filled up 3 months from now, and there's nothing crazy on the agenda. Come see it.
Short-term rentals.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we're big it. The room's not gonna be big enough.
Okay, do we have any, commission comments from anybody?
Like Aaron said, thank y'all for coming out. It's greatly appreciated, and I wish we could have answered more questions, but I know y'all are there for anybody who needs questions answered.
And now you have some.
Motion to adjourn.
Okay, all right, we're off record. Thank you. Okay.